colombiana. Y la llevé a la fábrica. Y cambia la fábrica a comer. A ver qué la fábrica. Busca la fábrica primero, la colombiana. No, pues yo pedí, ya pidió 2 tragos. Yo 2 tragos. Y una comidita. Un polvito.
I'm sorry?
I'm not in it. This is the lineup. This is everybody on the team.
Okay.
That's if I understood it correctly.
From center field at Lexington High School in Lexington, Mass. It's Blue Sox baseball here on LSP tonight. The Blue Sox finally wrap up the interleague schedule against the Park League as they welcome the Boston Padres at 9-14. Good evening, everybody. Sam Feely here with you, ready to bring you the play-by-play story. By virtue of a single loss last night by the Middlesex Expos, the Blue Sox, Chiefs, and Americans have all clinched a playoff berth. So the Blue Sox, as they do, going to the ICL playoffs, but still some things to be sorted out in terms of the ICL standings. There's only one ICL, all ICL game tonight, and that is the Sabres and the Mad Dogs over at Minuteman. That one got underway at 7:15. And I'll show you the updated ICL standings in just a moment. But the Blue Sox, but there is a way actually tonight that that the top three teams could be settled. Not necessarily the order. I don't think the order at all could be settled. But yeah, anyways. Kyle Murray takes the bump for the Lexington Blue Sox. This is the penultimate home game for the Blue Sox. They still have Wednesday night against the Bulldogs, weather and authorities permitting. And then they have the Expos at East Boston Stadium Thursday night, and then Friday night they'll host the Mad Dogs. We will not have coverage, alas, of those last two games, but we'll see you fine folks for the ICL postseason as the Blue Sox look for banner 18. Kyle Murray. He's making his 6th appearance of the year. He is 1-0 with 2 saves and a .54 ERA in 13 innings. He's allowed 11 hits, 1 earned run, walked 4 and struck out 14 while throwing 1 wild pitch. Came off a complete game a week ago Sunday against the Sabres for his first dub and by far his longest outing of the year. Allowed 4 hits, 1 earned run, walked 4 and struck out 6. Those 4 walks were the only 4 walks he allowed this year after going his first 6 innings of the year in 4 appearances without allowing a single walk or a run for that matter, but just the 1 run allowed in now 13 innings. This is his 3rd appearance against a Park League team this year. He got the save against the Brighton Braves on June 11th and went 1 inning against Mass Envelope on June 26th. Combined to allow 3 hits but no runs and no walks with 3 Ks, striking out the side in his appearance against Mass Envelope. Kingston James will lead things off for Ed Neal's Boston Padres against Kyle Murray. First pitch is a strike at 8:11, which I think might be the latest start this year for a Blue Sox game. Murray misses down and away. 1-1. James slashing 128, 244, 128 with 1 RBI. Comes up empty there. And the count will move to 1-2. James in center, Rojas at short, and Colon at first. And a swing and a miss. 1 up, 1 down. As Murray picks up his first K, the leadoff man for the Padres. Esdras Rojas with the pink socks, pink wristband, settling in here. Rojas slashing 276, 358, 466. 4 doubles, 2 triples, 1 homer, 10 ribbies, and 4 out of 5 in stolen base attempts. Murray stepping off the rubber, tossing the ball around here, trying to get refocused. Be fouled off. Deep exhale by Murray. Swing and a miss. 2-2. Third all-time meeting between the Blue Sox and the Padres. As that misses down away with a breaking ball. And the count runs full. Blue Sox have shut out the Padres in each of their first two meetings. 5-0 last year, Cleveland Circle, as that'll be ground the other way and through for a base hit. 9-0 the year before here at LHS. Rojas aboard with a one-out single. Here's Julian Colon. Team's leading hitter at 400, 440, 557, 5 doubles, 3 triples, and nearly twice as many RBIs on the team as anyone else. Swings at the first pitch, drives it deep to center field. Back is Auer, and he makes the catch. So driven a long way, but off the end of the bat too by Colon. Put down the sweet spot. That is proudly a two-piece order. Instead, that is the second out and puts in the hands of Figueroa. Runs inside, nearly gets Joaquin. Count will be 1-0. Figueroa slashing 291, 480, 291, 9 RBIs and 19 walks to only 7 Ks. Runner goes. The pitch is a ball. It's bobbled by Doyle. And now it is a hitter's count and a stolen base for Rojas. Cleanup man can do here with a runner in scoring position. That'll be delivered outside, and it is 3-0 to Figueroa with Melanson due up next. Unintentional, intentional here. Are you going to come after him? Miss just up and away. First and second for Henry Melanson, slashing 265, 400, 408, 5 doubles, 1 triple, and 9 ribbies. After going the first 6 innings of the season without allowing a walk, as Melanson hits this into shallow right, and it'll be caught by Anderson for the out that retires the side. Murray's now walked 5 in his 8 innings since, but does not allow a run here in the top of the first. And we go to the bottom of the first. Padres 0, Blue Sox coming up. LSP and Shipping Shield are partners in card. Shipping Shields are the eco-friendly sports and gaming card shipping protectors trusted by yours truly. Made in the U.S. and Canada on 100% recyclable cardboard. Use the link and codes on the screen or in the description for a discount on your order. You may receive a commission from those orders, but we thank you for your continued support of whatever this is. We go to the bottom of the first, and Omar Parilla gets the start on the mound for the Boston Padres, making his 5th appearance of the year. He is 0-1 with a 6.72 ERA in 8 1/3 innings, and his first assignment is the third baseman, Dylan Walsh. It's Walsh, Landero, and Grundy leading things off. For the Blue Sox, as Anderson Jimenez going to take the first base coach's box. I wonder if he'll get subbed in as a pinch runner like he did Cam Kelly last time. One floats in there for a strike to Walsh. 0-1. Padilla in 8 1/3 innings has allowed 11 hits, 10 runs, 8 of which are earned, walked 5, struck out 11, surrendered 2 home runs, and hit 3 batters. Walsh swings at that one, little blooper the other way for a base hit. So that is Walsh's 17th hit in now 13 games, improving on his .457, .548, .543 slash line with 3 doubles, 7 ribbies, and 7 walks to 3 strikeouts. And now, well, time called for a moment. Now here's Frank Landero. 409, 500, 500 with 2 doubles, 1 triple, 7 ribbies, 9 walks to 5 Ks, and 10 out of 10 in stolen bases. That goes down in for a ball. So Walsh with the leadoff single. Off the handle of the bat the other way. Walsh now has a 6-game on base streak. Oh, 6 consecutive. Oh, 6 of ABs. Oh, so 6, not a 6 consecutive on base streak, 6 consecutive plate appearance on base streak. That got him. And speaking of, now first and second already. Landero reaches. First time Landero has been plunked this year. 15th time overall for the Blue Sox. Here is Ryan Grundy, the first baseman. 292, 500, 667 with 1 double, 1 triple, 2 homers, 9 RBIs, and 10 walks to 6 strikeouts. And Parilla is now behind Grundy. 1-0. Grundy, right field, backing up. Where is it? It's gone. Into the construction, Ryan Grundy, 3-piece order right off the bat. 3-0 Blue Sox. Grundy's 3rd home run of the year. He's now up to 12 ribbies. Team lead now. Well, team lead still in home runs for Grundy. He's the only player with multiple home runs this year for the Blue Sox. And here's a man who recently got to the 20 career home run threshold with the Blue Sox, Julian Alvarez. And he watches that one go upstairs for ball 1. It's just so effortless, too. The swing by Walsh, and then that one by Grundy. That misses down and into Jules, 2-0 to him. Jules has played in 10 games this year and has a hit in every single one of them. 6 doubles, 1 homer, 13 ribbies, and 13 hits in just 10 games. Fair ball! The streak continues! Vamos! Oh! Single, and then Alvarez is thrown out on the bases for the first out. Look, I know the Blue Sox were already up, 3-0. And I think we got an issue here with the connection. There it is. All right. 11 game hitting streak. Hitting every game he's played this year, as that misses up and away for ball one to Pat Casserly. Casserly takes strike one to even the count at 1. Cass, 382, 493, 600. Team high 20 ribbies, 5 doubles, 2 triples, and 1 homer. 2-1. Jules joined luminaries such as Johnny Welch, Dan Chasen, and Josh Klimkowitz. The only players in the last 20 years in the ICL to hit at least 20 career home runs. 3-1 to Cass. So each of the first 4 batters for the Blue Sox have reached base, although Alvarez ran himself into an out trying to, quote-unquote, stretch his single into a double. Love you, Jules. Flare the other way, that'll get down foul for strike and fill the count. Ryan Grundy with the 3-run homer, his 3rd of the year. He's still the only Blue Sox this year with multiple home runs. Fouled off. Four players tied for the ICL lead in home runs with 5. Heisner of the Bulldogs, Klein of the Americans, Rodriguez of the Expos, and Osman of the Chiefs. That's in there for a strike. 2 down. And it'll be up to Luis Atiles to keep the line moving. Atiles slashing 290, 371, 419 with 4 doubles and 6 ribbies. Curveball misses up and in for a ball. 1-0 is the count. Padres coaching staff reminding Perea he's gotta finish it. Down and in. Well, if Perea does finish it, he's going to do so with at least 20 pitches. Hitters count here for Luis. Into center field, backing up and caught by the center fielder, James. For the out, that retires the side. 3-0 Blue Sox after 1. Advertising opportunities are available on LSP. Sponsor our content for as little as $25 a spot, whether you want to promote a business, product, or event, or send a message of support to a player, team, or coach. Email yours truly for all the deets. So as we go to the top of the second, this is the ICL standings entering tonight. And by virtue of the Mad Dogs' win over the Expos, the Blue Sox, Americans, and Chiefs have all clinched a playoff berth. But still a lot to be decided still with the actual standings. Who's going to finish first and second and third and whatnot. That's where we are right now. There is a way, though, that the top three teams, if not exact rank, could be determined tonight, those being the Blue Sox, Americans, and Chiefs. Hit the other way into right field. Anderson had to take a couple steps extra tracking that one down, but makes the catch for out number one. Now retired the third baseman, Franco Gonzalez, and now here is the DH, Elijah Sharp. It's Gonzalez, Sharp, and Hightower due up here for the Padres in the top of the second. Gonzalez flying out for the first AB of his ninth game, entering play, slashing 176, 300, 176, 3 RBIs. Into center field, and that will get down for a base hit. Another one-out base hit for the Padres. Sharp cashes in on the hitter's count. Sharp entered play, slashing 382, 476, 412. Only one extra base hit, but picks up his 14th hit of the year. And he is at first base for the left fielder, Darnell Hightower. Fastball in the outside corner for a strike to Hightower. 0-1. Hightower slashing 167, 268, 167 with 6 RBIs. Just missed low, and the count will move to 1-1. Mentioned that the Sabres and the Mad Dogs are playing across town at Minuteman. The Mad Dogs keeping their slim playoff hopes alive with that win over the Expos last night. Murray misses up and in, 2-1 now to Hightower. Ed Neal also coaches football, calling out the play verbally, it seems, as Hightower takes a strike. It is now 2-2. The Americans are also in interleague action tonight. Down and away, it's a full count. The catcher, Drew Mealy, due up next. The result of that Melrose game can't change anything in terms of the where the Blue Sox stand versus the Americans in terms of trying to clinch any kind of separation. The magic number would get slimmer, certainly, depending on how that one plays out. Swing and a miss. Throw back down to first. Not in time. Good throw by Doyle. Back safely at first is Sharp with now 2 down. As Hightower goes down on strikes with the second K of the night for Murray. And here's the number 9 hitter, the catcher, Drew Mealy. Mealy is playing just his 3rd game of the year. He is 1 for 3 with a couple of runs scored. Now even the count 1-1. 1-2. Americans hosting ADSL tonight at Morelli. Read the top line. Do it again in 1-2. If the Blue Sox were to win and the Americans were to lose, that would put the Blue Sox magic number in terms of games at 15, 4, 25. 1.5 games, yeah, because remember, 26 games, we use points, and then the Americans have the tiebreaker over the Blue Sox. Three points for the magic number in that regard. Full count. Sharp will be off with the pitch here. Check swing. He went around, says the home plate umpire. And it is strike 3. And the inning is over. Still 3-0 Blue Sox after a buck and a half. The LSP store is open. Get yourself one of several different designs of stickers, shirts, or other merch, including some stuff with my dog, Tina the Long Arena, on it, and some words I've probably said on this here YouTube channel over the years. Scan the QR code now to buy. As we go to the bottom of the second, this is the scenario that could result in the Blue Sox, Americans, and Chiefs in some order becoming the top 3 seeds in the ICL and thus avoiding the dreaded one-game playoff. If the Blue Sox win tonight, and if the Blue Sox win or, let me make sure I read this. Yeah. If the Blue Sox win or tie, and the Americans win or tie, and Malden beats Stoneham tonight, then we will know the top 3 seeds. Actually, let me rephrase that. If the Blue Sox win or tie, and the Americans win or tie, and the Mad Dogs win, or the game against the Sabres ends in a tie, we'll know our top 3. Otherwise, Blue Sox clinch at least 4th with a win or a tie tonight. That get him? It did. Eric Ramirez is plunked with the first pitch on the bottom of the second. Second hit batsman already for Perea, and here comes Nick Anderson. Eric upping his on-base percentage of .471 entering play. This is his 8th game. Second time he's been hit by a pitch. 2 doubles out of his 7 hits, 2 ribbies, and he's 2 for 4 in stolen base attempts this year. Here's Nick Anderson. Perea taking a while here. Now he comes set. On the outside corner for a strike. 0-1. Anderson 5 for 25 on the year with 1 homer and 6 ribbies. Swings and misses. 0-2. Talked about Anderson's struggles this year at the plate. Has 20 outs this year, and 18 of them are by way of the K. At least put this one in play, make the Padres earn it. And that will be caught by the left fielder, Hightower, for out number 1. That's all you can do sometimes when you might be struggling at the plate. Just even if you don't have that many strikeouts, just put the ball in play, make the defense earn it. They can't. The defense doesn't have to field a strikeout. Let's be real. Of course, unless the catcher drops it. Anyways, here's Logan Auer. 1 down with Ramirez at first. Auer flares this one the other way down the line. That is a fair ball into the corner. Ramirez around third, and he will get the stop sign from Rick DeAngelis. A 1-out double for Logan Auer. Auer picking up his 3rd double of the year and to his .389 average. And now here's Doyle. 2 hits and 25 at-bats with 3 runs scored. Do the Blue Sox dare have the squeeze on here? Infielders in, that goes to the backstop. Here comes Ramirez. Flip, safe. Typical exuberance from Eric Ramirez. One of the most painful trips around the bases imaginable. It is 4-0. Did Perea turn himself into a pretzel or Ramirez? I think both of them. Yeah, no, right? At any rate. Look, I've heard of a laundry stop in baseball, but this is ridiculous. It's entirely possible he might be a little roughed up after that. Ed Neal's coming out. Perea's trying to walk it off. Not sure what exactly would be ailing Perea here. Not saying he shouldn't have been hurt on the play, but just the human spaghetti in that play at the plate. And it looks like he's going to try and pitch. Might be granted a warm-up toss or two here by the umpire, but 4-0 Blue Sox. There's 1 out in the inning, not 0. Ed Neal and Perea's teammates standing out there, making sure he's good to go. He's not feeling anything too different, it seems. Doesn't want to come out. Who does, though? What athlete does want to come out of a game? Sometimes athletes can be too proud and they want to stick things out and just fight their way through pain, but Pride goeth before the fall, and so on and so forth. So 1-0 is the count here to Walsh. To Doyle, rather. Walsh due up next. Swing and a miss. It's one of the fastest pitches Perea's thrown tonight. You can see most of the stuff he's been throwing is off speed. Sometimes movement can win games. Grounder left side, through for a base hit. Blue Sox dugout loves it. And here comes Ed Neal, and I wonder if that's it for Perea or if this is just I don't know if that does the first visit. No, this is definitely a pitching change. As Perea surrendered 5 runs in the first inning and a third, he is still responsible for Doyle on. Hold up, wait. I mean, we just saw one player come out like halfway to the mound, Makai Patterson, but this might be more than one change here. Okay, I see what's going on. Hightower's going to pitch. And Patterson, is he going to left? All right. Let's get the word from Ed. Ed. Hightower's pitching, right? Okay, so Hightower and then Sharp going to left. Okay, thank you. All right. Well, that's going to be an interesting spot here for the Padres because they have lost the DH with 1 out in the second inning. Hightower is moving from left to the mound, and Elijah Sharp, who is the DH, is now taking over in left field. Hightower's pitching numbers, this is his 4th appearance on the mound. He is 1-0 with a 3.75 ERA in 9 1/3 innings. He has allowed 9 hits, 8 runs, 5 which are earned, walked 4, struck out 6, and hit 2 batters. His only other appearance against an ICL team this year was against the Chiefs on June 26th. When an inning and a third, allowed 2 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned, walked 3, and did not strike out a soul. On July 16th, got his first dub of the year. Complete game effort against the Boston Blue Jays. 7 hits, 3 runs, 1 earned, 1 walk, and 3 Ks. He had 3 Ks in 7 innings after striking out the side in his 1 inning of work against Mass Envelope, his previous appearance. So the lineup turns over for Dylan Walsh with 1 out here in the bottom of the second. The Blue Sox now up 5-0. Blue Sox already with 5 hits in the game. Also had a couple batters hit. Grounder, right side, through for a base hit. 7 consecutive plate appearances now on base for Dylan Walsh. And Doyle gets to third. Here's Landero. Plunked last time up. For Hightower, the only thing you have to remind yourself here is that you are 1 pitch away from potentially getting out of this. That's at the top of the zone for a strike, 0-1. Inside corner, strike 2. So you're dealing with a little more velocity here from Hightower than you were with Perea. Grounder up the middle. Nice diving stop. Flip to second. On to first. No, not in time. It is 6-0. What a phenomenal diving stop, though, by Figueroa. And the glove flip to Rojas to, at the very least, get the man in the middle. But it is now 6-0. Fielder's choice. RBI for Landero. Walsh forced out 4-6. Doyle scores. Here's Grundy. 3-run home run to right center his first time up. Way outside for a ball. 1-0. That run by Doyle charged to Perea, and that closes the book on him. Runner goes, pitches outside, throw down to second is not in time. Stolen base number 11 for Landero in as many attempts. And a hitter's count for Grundy. Dust cloud is like frozen in time there over second base. Seriously. Hightower comes set. Ball 4. Grundy reaches, and now it's Jules. First walk drawn by a Blue Sox batter tonight. You want to grab Mike too, Craig? All right, 1 second. Let me just take care of a couple things here. Yeah, I was going to say. Jules with the base hit his last time. Got thrown out trying to stretch it into a double. He's got a hit in all 11 games he's played this year. Grounder left side, bobbled it short, on to first, out of play! Landero scores. Grundy to third. Now Alvarez gets to second. Seven 0. It's one of those plays that I've seen. Oh, we're going to have a chat here between the umpires. I think there's a question from the Blue Sox. Should that be 2 bases? And should Grundy come home? Craig Corliss was sitting next to us in a moment. We'll get him on mic too in the third inning. Was saying that should be 2 bases. Bruce adding on to the now 7 consecutive plate appearances for Dylan getting on base. It's the first 2 were walks, and since it's 5 straight singles. Umpire is telling Rick DeAngelis why it's not going to be 2 bases for Grundy to bring him home. I wouldn't complain too much up 7-0, let's be real. Especially when you got a good hitter in Casserly. Could bring them both home with one swing of the bat anyways. Cass struck out looking his first time up. Four more runs for the Blue Sox here in the bottom of the second and looking for more. 2 runners in scoring position. Casserly lifts this one into center field, but that will be easily caught by Kingston James for the out. That retires the side. 4 runs on 3 hits, 1 error, and 2 left. Blue Sox have a touchdown on the board after 2. Are you down with the sound called LSP? Of course you are. Then follow and support us on the web, Linktree, Facebook, YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe. Flash subscribe button. Membership's also available for $5 a month. PayPal and Creator Spring, LSP 37. It tastes great on a cracker. All right. Okay, where were we? Can you not? The song that is the bane of my existence is playing on the Blue Sox Bluetooth in the dugout right now. I have immense respect for Chris Del Sordo because he would never. Y'all don't understand my feelings on the song Chicken Fried. Like I can't escape. I can't escape it at like basically any baseball game I work. I couldn't even escape it from a hockey game at one point. Kingston James is going to try and bunt his way on to begin the top of the third, and he fouls it off for strike 1. Hey, top third of the order due up for the Padres. They are not starving for base runners, but nothing home yet against Murray, who has 3 strikeouts through 2 innings. And now he's ahead 0-2. Be James, Rojas, and Colon due up here in the top of the third for the Padres. Read the second line. It is 1-2. You didn't flinch. It was also hit kind of softly where you didn't have to flinch that much even if you would. Katrina's over there, by the way. In there for called strike 3. 1 up, 1 down. 4 Ks now for Kyle. Second time James has gone down strikes. First one was swinging to begin the ball game. That one is looking. Here is Rojas, who has one of the 2 hits so far for the Padres. Both of them are singles. Also had a stolen base. Both ended up stranded in scoring position. Swings to the first one, fouls it off the other way. And that hit off the light tower. And right back to Colon in the on-deck circle. Many moons ago, a foul ball at this ballpark. I don't remember what the game was. I don't remember who hit it. But it's hard to forget the ball taking out one of the lights in the tower that stands above the Blue Sox bullpen. And yeah, you got to run in that situation. Though that's shards of glass and probably hot glass too coming down on you. If only I thought to I think I was doing PA at that time. That swung on and missed. Back-to-back Ks to begin the inning for Murray. I forget if I was doing PA at the time or if I was doing a broadcast, but whatever it was, I wish I had thought to bring up the natural theme at that point. But Roy Hobbs would not have gotten that fanfare for a foul ball, that's for sure. The movie version of The Natural, by the way, is like the textbook definition of the Hollywood ending that contrasts so much with the book. Fouled off, and the count will move to 1-2. In the movie, Roy Hobbs wins the pennant and gets the girl and ends up having a kid. In the book, he loses and then gets banned from baseball for basically a Black Sox scandal thing. He's tempted in the movie, he just doesn't. The Hays Code still persists. Full count. Live your life in such a way that if it were a movie, it would violate the Hays Code. Maybe two of you know what I'm talking about there. You people mean the world to me. Slap the other way and down for a 2-out base hit for Julian Colon. Runner at first. Third hit of the night for the Padres. All singles, and I thought we were going to have Craig on mic too. He's talking to his dad right now, so do what he has to do. Sorry for not following through on my promise, folks. I know I'm terrible. Figueroa walked his first time up and takes just high for ball 1. First inning was the only inning so far where the Padres had multiple base runners. And Figueroa drew a walk to keep that inning alive, make it first and second, but then Melanson flew out. That jackknifes him a bit, and it's 2-0, and Murray's already over 50 pitches in the third inning of a game, which he's only allowed 3 hits and struck out 4. I mean, you might be a little concerned if you're the Blue Sox. How concerned can you be, though? I mean, you shouldn't be concerned at all. The alarm bells aren't going to ring in a 7-0 game. But we've seen the Blue Sox have leads evaporate. Oh, that looked like a good curveball. Instead, it is 3-1. Melanson due up next. If Figueroa can get on. Full count. Padres with the blue and gold, the blue jerseys with the gold numbers and gold script. And then the sleeves are gray and the pants are black. Runner goes on the 3-2, popped up, foul behind us. Jules is a softball player. He'd appreciate these uniforms. It is slightly Seattle Mariners City Connect coded. Runner goes, grounder left side, foul ball. Good AB here. Let's be real, from Joaquin Figueroa. Never give at-bats away. In a close game or 7-0 game here in the third. And the Blue Sox fell behind 6-1 of the Bulldogs last week and came back to win with 8 unanswered. A pickoff attempt, and back safely is Colon. That was quite the shout from the Padres dugout. 3-2 once again. Ball 4. Couldn't get on top of that one. And once again, Figueroa with a 2-out walk to prolong an inning. And here's Melanson. Melanson flew out to right his first time up to end the top of the first. 265, 400, 408 is his slash line as that misses down and in for a ball. And we're almost to the 60 pitch mark in 2 2/3 for one Kyle Murray. Swing and a miss. When in doubt, number 1. And now it's 1-1 to Melanson. Swing and a miss at a pitch that bounced, and a nice pick by Doyle to make it 1-2. Melanson has the 4th best OPS on the Padres among qualifiers at 808. He trails Rojas, Sharp, and Colon. Colon at 2nd. His base hit should get him over 1,000 at that point. Here's a liner caught. Sinking liner smoke to Luis at short, and he hangs on to it to retire the side. 2.5 in the books. And it's still 7-0 Blue Sox. Our next broadcast, weather and authorities permitting, is Wednesday night, 7:25 air, 7:30 first pitch on this here YouTube channel as the Battle of Lexington plays its 3rd and final regular season edition of the year, but could be looking at a playoff preview depending on how the standings shake out in this next week. Again, there is rain in the forecast for Wednesday, and this game might get postponed again, but you know where it is. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. Atiles, Ramirez, and Anderson due up for the Blue Sox. Atiles with a fine catch on a sinking liner to end the top of the 3rd. He'll lead things off in the bottom half. We'll have to center his first time up to end the 1st. Swings the first pitch and grounds it foul for strike 1. Hightower back out there on the mound for the Padres. Started the game in left field, and then after Perea got hurt, he took over. Sharp moved out to left, and the Padres have already lost the DH. That is on the inside corner for strike 2, 0-2. Think back to the bottom of the 2nd. The play where Jules reached, and that allowed Landero to score. There's a similar development of that play to the sinking liner that Atiles caught. Going from second to third, Landero had to be very careful so he didn't get hit by the ball to become the third out. But acting as the screener, as that is in there for strike 3 called, 1 up, 1 down. Acting as the screener, Landero got in front of the shortstop, Rojas, and he had to make sure he wouldn't get hit. And then by the time Rojas could react properly to field the ball, he had to rush the throw, even with Alvarez up the line. Sorry, Jules. And threw it out of play. Blue Sox think they should be up 8-0. They felt Grundy should have gotten 2 bases. Instead, 7-0, but I don't think anyone's complaining too much. 0-1 to Eric Ramirez. Hit by a pitch and scored in one of the most painful trips around the bases you can imagine. He didn't even get the worst of it in the end. He got tangled up with Perea on the play at the plate on the wild pitch. And Perea got the worst of it and had to leave the game. Batter or 2 later. Grounder left side, fielded cleanly at third, fire on to first. 2 up, 2 down as Gonzalez retires Ramirez. So Hightower gets the first 2 on 7 pitches. Let's see what Nick Anderson can do. Flew out to left his first time up. Perea only lasted 1 turn through the order in an inning and a third, as that's in there for a strike. 0-1. Looked like a pretty good pitch to hit there for Nick, but passed on it. Curveball outside. Count will move to 1-1. So again, there's 2 other games in the ICL going on tonight. Only one of them is ICL versus ICL. Floater the other way down the line, and that'll get down for a base hit. Anderson stretching it! Safe! Double for Nick Anderson. Two out. Bloop double the other way for Nick Anderson. And here is Logan Auer. Anderson, that is his first double and second extra base hit of the year. Takes off for third, pitches a strike, throw down, not in time. Stolen base. Oh and 1 to Auer. Doubled and scored last inning. Oof! Just missed Sammy Steed's head standing outside the Blue Sox dugout. We've already lost one coach to a line drive this year. Oh and 2 to Logan Auer. Whee! 1 and 2. $7-0. Blue Sox on top of the Padres. 3 runs for the Blue Sox in the first and 4 in the second. Hightower coming set. Flare the other way and through for a base hit. Anderson scores. Auer with an RBI. and it is 8-0. 2-strike hitting, that's an RBI. And here is Brendan Doyle, base hit and RBI, runs scored last time. Misses inside. Doyle had to step out of the way, and it was actually pretty close to being a strike two in the end. Just off the plate inside, though. 1-0. Doyle ahead in the count. Runner goes, and it's fouled off the other way, 1-1. Logan had that bag, too. Hit and run on. Pitch got in on him a bit too much there. Fastball inside, late. Still in this one at 1-1. Runner goes again. Liner the other way through for a base hit. Doyle's 2 for 2. Logan's on his way to third. Doyle had 2 hits all year before tonight, and he's 2 for 2 tonight. And now the lineup turns over for Dylan Walsh. I've been writing this down as the 4th inning for whatever reason in my book here. As that is downstairs for a ball. It is 1-0 to Dylan Walsh, who himself is 2 for 2. Runs scored. Down and away. And now he's got a hitter's count. Doyle runs. Pitch is outside. That'll be held on to by Mealy. Stolen base for Brendan Doyle. And a 3-0 count to Walsh, with Landero due up next. Grounder, right side, fielded, and Dylan Walsh's 7 plate appearance on base streak comes to an end, and so does the bottom of the third. 8-0 Blue Sox. LSP and Shipping Shield are our partners in cards. Shipping Shields are the eco-friendly sports and gaming card shipping protectors. Trusted by yours truly, made in the U.S. and Canada on 100% recyclable cardboard. Use the link and codes on the screen or in the description for a discount on your order. We may receive a commission from those orders, but we thank you for your continued support of whatever this is. Eight 0 Blue Sox on top of the Padres. Top of the 4th, Kyle Murray back out there. The thing, though, is that Murray's at 62 pitches through 3 innings. Going back to the game against the Sabres, where was it? Just looking for it in my book here. Dylan ended up throwing... He didn't get to even 62. Like, he was a little he threw 37 pitches through the first 2 innings against the Sabres and then just needed 10, 10, 12, 9, and then however many he threw in the 7th. I didn't write that one down, but already here in the top of the 4th where he was in what? Again, I'm just a little lost here. In the 5th. Two and one is the count to Franco Gonzalez, the third baseman. Flew out to right his first time, up leading off the second. Inside. 3-1. Harry Tucker's taken over in right field for Nick Anderson. Nick ends his night 1 for 2 with a double, a steal, and a run scored. 3-1 from Murray to Gonzalez. Ball finds you. Tucker got it. Gonzalez now 0 for 2 with 2 flyouts to right, and that bat sounded a little broken. Here's Elijah Sharp. Started the game as the DH, now in left. 1 for 1 with a single. Strike called, 0-1. There hasn't been a ground out tonight for Murray. It's all strikeouts, flyouts to right, 3 flyouts to right, 1 to center, and 1 line out to short, and that'll drop foul. Another fly ball to right. Ball finds you twice. 2 down. Sharp is 1 for 2. Here is Hightower. Started the game in left field. Had to come in as the pitcher after Perea got hurt. Struck out swinging in the top of the 2nd against Murray. Down away for a ball. It is 1-0. Infield back, outfield straight away. Fastball up and in. 2-0. So now we're at 74 pitches for Kyle through 3 2/3. He's at 78 after 6 a week ago Sunday. And that looked like a game at the start that was going to be similarly taxing. And then after he got through the first inning, allowing just the 1 run, smooth sailing the rest of the way. Swing and a miss, 2-2. It's funny, though. He's actually in a better spot, really, at this point than he was in the Sabres game. Had to work that much harder for it. Tuck's not going to get this one. Read the third line. Through 4 innings against the Sabres, Kyle allowed 4 base hits and 3 walks. He's allowed fewer base runners through 4 innings here. And he's at 79 pitches where he was against the Sabres a week ago through 6. But still, Blue Sox leading 8-0 halfway home as Kyle picks up his 6th strikeout. Advertising opportunities are available on LSP. Sponsor our content for as little as $25 a spot, whether you want to promote a business, product, or event, or send a message of support to a player, team, or coach. Email yours truly for all the deets. Hightower back out there for the bottom of the 4th, and he'll face 2, 3, and 4 in the Blue Sox order in Landero, Grundy, and Alvarez. A pretty good game all around so far for the Blue Sox. Only Casserly and Atiles have yet to reach base. They're both 0 for 2. Everyone else has reached base at least once. Dylan Walsh's 7 consecutive plate appearance on base streak came to an end to end that 3rd inning after Blue Sox had Doyle at 2nd and Auer at 3rd, threatening a big 2-out nobody on rally. They only ended up getting the 1 run after Anderson doubled with 2 down. He was brought home by Auer. Doyle with 2 hits, as many as he had in his previous 25 at-bats this year. 2 for 2 tonight, and a stolen base, and a run scored, and an RBI. What a night for Brendan Doyle. That goes over Frank's head for ball 1. Frank is 0 for 1, hit by a pitch and scored in the 1st. Reached on fielder's choice and stole a base and scored in the 2nd. Foul tip into the mitt of Mealy. And the count will be 1-1. Popped up, foul, and out of play towards the Blue Sox dugout. 1-2. I think this is a game especially that Nick Anderson and Brendan Doyle can be proud of. Nick Anderson with such good numbers the last couple of years, struggling this year, but 1 for 2, but putting both balls in play. Double run scored. That swung on and missed by Frank for strike 3 and out number 1. That is Hightower's 2nd K. And Craig Corliss is going to pinch hit for Ryan Grundy. So Grundy ends his night 1 for 1 with a walk and a 3-piece order. And that is in there for a strike to Craig. 0-1. Well, apologies to Craig Corliss. We ran out of time. Get him on the broadcast, you know. Almost did it. Corliss 365, 28, 480. His slash line. And he's behind 0-2. 3 doubles, 5 ribbies, 8 walks to 6 strikeouts. Behind 0-2, though. Foul tip. And unable to hang on to it as Mealy will do it again. And there is a chance for, it's fouled off. There is a chance for, depending on the results of tonight's games, the teams that will be the top 3 seeds to be decided in the ICL playoffs tonight. The Blue Sox are well on their way to holding up their end of that bargain. Grounder up the middle and unable to knock it down is the second baseman Figueroa, who already made one fine defensive play tonight, but could not make that one. And Corliss, with some 2-strike hitting, is aboard. Ed Neal just coming out to deliver a fresh baseball to his catcher. And Brian Acosta is going to pinch hit for Julian Alvarez. Alvarez ends his night 1 for 2 with a single, which could have been a double. Corliss takes off after that one gets past the catcher. 1-0 and a runner in scoring position for Acosta. Acosta slashing .250, .320, .295, 2 doubles, and 8 ribbies. He has 5 hits in his last 3 games. After was 1 for 2 performance against the Americans. That was his first hit since June 11th against the Brighton Braves. Fly ball into right center, and that'll be tracked down. Covering a lot of ground into the gap was the right fielder Melanson for out number 2. Cam Kelly is now going to pinch hit for Pat Casserly, not being brought into the game from the first base coach's box. Unlike the other night when Andy called his own number after reaching. Kelly, I talked to Cam after that. He didn't know he was going to do that. High for a ball. 1-0. Kelly in his 10th game, 143, 188, 214. 1 double. 1 ribby. Fastball inside corner. 1-1. If the Blue Sox win, Sabres and the Sabres lose, or Sabres and Mad Dogs tie, or if the Blue Sox tie and the Sabres lose, the Blue Sox will lock up at least third. 2-1 is the count to Cam Kelly. The third pinch hitter of the inning, third consecutive pinch hitter. After Corliss pinch hit for Grundy and picked up a base hit. And Acosta flying out to right. Swing and a miss. Side retired. Blue Sox failed to score in an inning for the first time. And we go the 5th. Still 8-0. The LSP store is open. Get yourself one of several different designs of stickers, shirts, or other merch, including some stuff with my dog, Tina the Long Arena, on it, and some words I've probably said on this here YouTube channel over the years. Scan the QR code now to buy. Top of the fifth, Kyle Murray back out there and delivers down and away to Drew Mealy for ball one. Mealy lines this one to Landero for out number one. If you saw my score sheet right now, you would never think that Kyle Murray is on now 82 pitches through 4 1/3. That seems like an absurd ratio for the score you see and the scorebook you would see. If I'll hold it up to the camera in a moment. Kingston James is behind 0-2, 2 strikeouts so far. All Murray is allowed to this point is 3 singles and 2 walks. Swing and a miss. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Kingston James down on strikes for the third time. 2 up, 2 down. And it'll be up to Ezra Rojas. Base hit and a stolen base in the first. Strikeout swinging in the third. 7 strikeouts now for Kyle Murray. Liner the other way, down for a base hit. First pitch swinging, and Rojas is 2 for 3. Now at 85 pitches is Murray, and action in the Blue Sox bullpen. It's like Jake Deschanel getting loose. Cologne base hit his last time. And that misses well outside for ball one from Murray. Flew out to center his first time up in the first. Rojas goes, pitches outside, throw down! Not in time. Stolen base for Rojas, runner in scoring position now for Cologne with a 2-0 count. Rojas picks up his 5th steal in 6 attempts. Cologne takes a strike, 2-1. Lanson, the team leader in stolen bases with 9 in 10 attempts for the Padres. 2-1 to the Padres' leading hitter. Grounds this one right side, past the first baseman Corliss, into right field. Here comes the throw to the plate, one hop! Got him! What a seed from Harry Tucker. First 2 balls when he came in on defense, found him, and now he makes a fine throw on one hop to nab Rojas and end the inning. 4.5 in the books, and it is still 8-0 Blue Sox. Are you down with the sound called LSP? Of course you are. Then follow and support us on the web. Linktree, Facebook, YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe. Flash the subscribe button. Membership's also available for $5 a month. PayPal and Creator Spring, LSP37. All the cool kids are doing it. bottom of the fifth, and a defensive change for the Padres. As Mekhi Patterson has entered the game in a left field, the number 9 slot, replacing Drew Mealy, and Elijah Sharp on his third position of the night. Started the game as a DH and moved to left after Perea had to exit. And now Sharp is behind the plate. And Atiles is behind, 0-1. Outside. 1-1 to Atiles, who flew out to center in the first and struck out looking in the third. Third inning is the last inning of the Blue Sox scored. 3 in the first, 4 in the second, 1 in the third. And it looked like it could have been even more in the third. The Blue Sox were getting one of their patented 2-out, nobody on rallies going. Instead, it ended up just being the 1 run. What did that hit? 2-2. Last interleague game of the season for the Blue Sox. Down low. Full count. Blue Sox, assuming this score holds, will move to 5-2-1. They'll finish the year 5-2-1 against the Park League. The only Park League team with a winning record above 500 against the ICL is the Brighton Black Sox at 4-3. Do it again at 3-2 here. Only Palmer, well, should rephrase that. Triple D's is also 3-2, but they still have 2 games left. Palmer and Brighton Black Sox at 4-3. The Brighton Braves, I forget if I said the Braves, but they're 3-3. Palmer's 3-3-1. And a swing and a miss by Atiles. 1 up, 1 down. Padres in danger of going 0-6 against the ICL. Mass envelope already finishing at 0-7 in ADSL at 0-4-1, with that one being the Blue Sox. Ramirez comes up empty on the breaking ball down away, 0-1. As Atiles goes down on strikes for the second time, he's 0-3. Ramirez 0-for-1, hit by a pitch and scored in the second, grounded to third in the third. Fly ball into left. Ball finds you this time. Really? Go to write it down, and then Patterson somehow did not squeeze that. One of the most routine fly balls you'll ever see. Ball finds you. Wow. Harry Tucker getting his first AB of the game. He's made a couple nice defensive plays, including the one-hop strike to home to end the top half of this inning, keeping the Padres scoreless. Tuck in his 15th game, slashing .353, .421, .647, 5 doubles, 1 triple, 1 homer, and 13 ribbies. Tied with Jules for second on the team behind Cass. Ooh. 2-0 is the count. Ryan Grundy with his 3-run homer earlier. Becomes the 4th Blue Sox of the year with double-digit ribbies. Up and in. Remember, Alvarez has his 13 ribbies in just 10 games. inside corner. Now Tuck will go to work. Logan Auer due up next. Eric Ramirez reaching on a drop fly ball by Mekhi Patterson. Down away. Tucker draws a walk. That is Tuck's 5th walk drawn of the year. Ramirez now to scoring position for Logan Auer. 2 for 2. Double and a run scored in the second. RBI single in the third. Ended up driving in the only run of that third inning. And looked like, as again I said, was going to be the start of another patented 2-out, nobody on big inning for the Blue Sox. And just being the one run. More than just that, the momentum seemed to be really building once Doyle stole second. He had second and third with the leadoff man Walsh up. Grounder to second, though. Ended that inning. Also ended Walsh's 7 plate appearance on base streak. Into left center field, and that will be past Patterson. Here comes Ramirez. Another double for Auer, and it is 9-0. There's Brendan Doyle. But first, here is Ed Neal. Now remember that when Patterson became the pitcher in the second inning, that caused the Padres to lose the DH very early. Perea got roughed up, trying to tag out Ramirez coming home on a wild pitch. Couldn't finish the second. The change to Hightower as the pitcher moved Sharp from the DH slot to left. Left the Padres sans DH before there were even 2 outs in the second. Brendan Doyle is 2 for 25 on the year. Entering play is now 2 for 2 tonight. An RBI, a run scored, and even a stolen base. So you can do here with 2 in scoring position. Takes inside for a ball. 1-0 is Hightower. 68 pitches. 2-0. Hitters count here for Doyle. Right fielder Nelson is playing shallow. Patterson and James in left and center are at pretty reasonable depth. Swing and a miss, and the count moves to 2-2 on Doyle. Leadoff man Dylan Walsh due up next. Infielders at normal depth. Full count. Tucker at third, Auer at second. Swing and a miss. 2 down, now the lineup turns over for Dylan Walsh. Nicely hit ball on his ground out to second last time up, but obviously when he hit it that well, and it's not exactly the most routine bounce either that went over to second before Figueroa threw him out. It's a tough way for your on-base plate appearance streak to end. Let's see if he can start a new one here. Oh, that looked like a pretty good one to take a hack at. Instead, it is 0-1. In the top of the sixth, it'll be Figueroa, Melanson, and Gonzalez due up for the Padres. Flared into center field, and that will get down. 2-run score. Well, he did start a new one. 2 RBI single for Dylan Walsh, and it is 11-0. He's 3 for 4. And here is Frank Landero. 0 for 2, hit by a pitch and scored in the first. Reached on fielder's choice, stole base and scored in the second. Struck out swinging in the fourth. Pops this one foul behind us, and the count will be 0-1. His Hightower is now on 76 pitches. You're at the 1 hour and 42-minute mark of this game. I think we had the latest start all year tonight at 8:11. Fourth line, 0-2. And I mentioned that Kyle Murray is on 89 pitches, and this is what my score sheet looks like for the Padres offense. It's just very blank. Kudos to the Padres for making them earn it. Not the best lighting to see that, but just to, play masterpiece theater here. 5 hits, all singles, 2 of them each by Rojas and Colon, and 2 walks. Apart from that, 7 strikeouts for Murray through 5 innings, and not a single ground ball out. It's all been strikeouts, flyouts, and lineouts. Oh my. Landero pops this one right side into foul territory. No catch and carry. And it gets into the bleachers. And wise move by a fan in the long sleeve white shirt getting out of that spot. He could tell where that was going and got out of harm's way. Otherwise, I think we've got another Final Destination movie in the works. Yeah, we got another Final Destination movie before we got Grand Theft Auto 6. 2-2. Fly ball left side towards the line. That drops, but it is a foul ball. Can't knock the hustle. Patterson was on his horse too, trying to run that one down. He reached up, then he had to reach behind him to even have a chance at the catch. It landed just wide of the foul line. I don't know. Sometimes when the game drags on, you gotta do something to keep the blood moving. No. Just been for that Elijah Sharp liked the Grand Theft Auto joke. Two. Boy, even up 11-0, Landero still battling, and that's what you got to do. No matter what side you're on of a score like this, can't get complacent. Don't want that stuff to roll over into maybe more competitive games down the line, which the Blue Sox still have this week. Playoff implications on the line. The Expos fighting for the last playoff spot. The Mad Dogs on life support. Still kicking after their win over the Expos last night, but that could come to an end if the Sabres beat them. That game started at 7:15 at Minuteman. Look at Frank. See if we have an update on that one. No score posted yet from the Sabres Mad Dogs game. Started at 7:15, ADSL and Melrose through the first pitch at 7:30. 3-2 once again. Flare into center field. We run down for the out. That retires the side. One more, well, a couple more runs for the Blue Sox, actually. 3 more runs to make it 11-0 after 5. Our next broadcast will be Wednesday night, 7:25 air, 7:30 first pitch on this here YouTube channel, weather and authorities permitting, on the forecast on Wednesday. But Blue Sox have already clinched the head-to-head tiebreaker over the Bulldogs. Look for the regular season sweep and maybe make the playoff race a little more interesting, both above the 3 line and before, because the Bulldogs haven't clinched yet. Only the Chiefs, Americans, and Blue Sox have no seedings yet. You've still got all 4 teams entering tonight, still technically live for those last 2 playoff spots, and the Bulldogs will try to short things up Wednesday night in the Battle of Lexington. You know what time it is. Jake Deschanel takes over on the bump after 5 innings of shutout ball with 7 strikeouts from Kyle Murray. In there for a strike for the cleanup hitter, Joaquin Figueroa, who has 2 walks tonight. Flares this one to left field, and that will get down for a base hit. Figueroa has been on base all 3 times tonight. The 2, 3, and 4 hitters for the Padres are a combined now 5 for 7. Only 1 hit outside that portion of the order for the Padres, and that was the single by Sharp back in the 2nd. Here's Melanson, fly out to right, and a line out to short his first 2 times. Comes up empty there. 0-1. And I preach the importance of always getting the leadoff man, and Murray did that in all 5 innings. So that base hit by Figueroa is the first time the Padres, that's in there for a strike, get the leadoff man aboard tonight. And Melton now behind 0-2. More action in the Blue Sox bullpen behind Deschanel. Here's a strong throw to first. What a play for the first ground ball out tonight for the Blue Sox defense. Dylan Walsh deep in the hole. Figueroa gets to second with one down. Here's Gonzalez, 2 flyouts to right. Time granted. Down away for a ball. 1-0 to Franco Gonzalez. Hitters count now. Gonzalez, 3 RBIs on the year and looking for a 4th here. Really? 3-0. Foul tip at the plate. Had the green light on 3-0. Ended up doing that. Murray goes 5 innings, does not allow a run, 5 hits, 2 walks, and 7 strikeouts. Grounder left side, foul, 3-2. For Murray, that's a new season high in strikeouts, eclipsing his 6 in 7 innings against the Sabres a week ago yesterday. 3-2. Again fouled off. Now 21 strikeouts in 18 innings for Kyle Murray. Oh, look at Walshy. 2 down. Again, those are the first 2 ground ball outs of the night by the Blue Sox defense. And Walsh with fine plays on both of them. Newly christened friend of the program, Elijah Sharp, will come to the dish. 1 for 2 with a base hit. 3 for 3. 3 for 3. Leadoff base hit by Figueroa, and that's the Dylan Walsh show to end the top of the 6th. LSP and Shipping Shield are partners in card. Shipping Shields are the eco-friendly sports and gaming card shipping protectors trusted by yours truly. Made in the U.S. and Canada on 100% recyclable cardboard. Use the link and codes on the screen or in the description for a discount on your order. We may receive a commission from those orders, but we thank you for your continued support of whatever this is. We go to the bottom of the 6th, and Mekhi Patterson, who we thought was going to be the new whip for the Padres after Perea had to exit, is now going to pitch. And Hightower, who started the game in left, is now back in left field. Patterson making his 8th appearance of the year on the bump. He is 0-1 with a 5.44 ERA in 9 innings, has allowed 13 hits, 16 runs, 7 of which are earned, walked 18 and struck out 8. Walk machine Craig Corliss licking his lips at that stat. He's leading off the bottom of the 6th. Patterson walked 4 in an inning against the Mad Dogs. 4 in an inning and 2/3 against the Sabres, a game which he took his only L of the year. 3 in 1 inning against the Braves in his last outing. 3 in an inning and 2/3 against Mass Envelope. There have been 2 outings of his this year in which he did not allow at least 1 walk per inning. Those were against the Chiefs in 2/3 of an inning on June 26th, and against Triple D's, 1 walk in an inning and a third on May 26th. No walks in those 2/3 of an inning by Patterson against the Chiefs, but 2 hits. Heart of the order due up for the Blue Sox in Corliss, Acosta, and Kelly. An 11-0 ball game, which the Blue Sox have scored in every inning so far except the 4th. 3 in the 1st, 4 in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd, and 3 in the 5th. And Corliss takes up and in for ball 1 from Patterson. Blue Sox win would get them to 15 dubs with 3 to play. All against ICL competition, all against teams that are currently still live for a playoff berth, but pending the result of the Sabres-Mad Dogs game, the Mad Dogs' slim playoff chances could be extinguished tonight. Let's see if there's an update on that now. Mad Dogs down. Sabres win 4-2. So the possibility of the top 3 seeds being clinched, the 3 teams, if not the exact seedings, being clinched tonight in the ICL, goes out the window with the Sabres win. Now, it's only possible with a Mad Dogs win, or if that game ended in a tie, as Corliss draws a leadoff walk. 4 pitches. And there's Acosta. Flew out to right his first time up. Are those trans pride flag socks? If they are, go Brian. Pop up into shallow right. Coming in hot and making the catch is Melanson for out number 1. You see that, right? Is that powder blue and pink? I mean, that's still a cool color combo too. Let's be fair. Me and my dying eyes. Can you don't? Pop up into foul territory off the bat of Kelly. Oh! A toe tap catch. That close for Cologne, but it popped out of his glove, and a reprieve for Kelly. It is 0-1. Kelly took over in the fourth after Cass went 0 for 2 with a strikeout looking and a flyout to center. And Kelly struck out swinging his first time up in the fourth. Anderson Jimenez is in the on-deck circle in Luis Atiles' slot. Kelly drives this one the other way to right field. Melanson makes the catch. 2 down. So Anderson Jimenez will pinch hit as foretold. Atiles' night comes to an end 0 for 3 with a flyout and a couple of strikeouts. The other game also in final, Melrose beat ADSL 12-1. Andy with a ground ball on the left for a base hit. First pitch swinging. He's aboard, and that keeps the line moving for E. Eric is 0 for 2, hit by a pitch and scored in the second, grounded out to third in the third, reached on error and scored in the fifth. So Jimenez picks up his 25th hit of the year, which ties him with Pasiak for the team lead. 348, 392 is the slash line. Here's a ground ball up the middle, and that'll get through for E's first hit of the night. Here comes Corliss. Here comes the throw to the plate. It is offline. It nearly got Corliss in the head on the way in, but make it a dozen for the Blue Sox. And it looks like we're going to have a pinch runner. Oh, we're doing it again? Or no. And the first base coach run? (12-0) as E picks up the RBI single. Here's Tucker. Giancarlos Ramirez playing the part of the third base coach right now, and watch that one go into the bleachers. It is 0-1 to Tuck, who's had a nice game in half a game of work. A couple nice plays defensively. A walk and a run scored his first time up at the plate. Into left field for a base hit. Looks like the Blue Sox are just going to go station to station here. Tuck is aboard for the second time. And the bases are loaded for Logan Auer. Logan is 3 for 3, 2 doubles, 2 runs scored. RBI. Down away for a ball. Check swing, appeal, he did not go. And it is 2-0. Bases full of Blue Sox in front of Logan Auer, who is 3 for 3 out of the 9 slot. Jimenez at third, Ramirez at second, Tucker at first. I mean, right idea, definitely. Maybe just a bit too far outside and might have read a little late. 2-1 though. Bounces to the plate, no advance by the runners. But there's nowhere to put Logan. Doyle due up next. Patterson is the third pitcher of the game for the Padres after an inning, a third by Perea and 3 2/3 by Hightower. Outside, ball 4, lucky number 13 for the Blue Sox. Auer with now 3 RBIs on the night, remains perfect at the plate, and here is Doyle. Outside. Ball 1. We're just past the 2-hour mark in this one. 2 hours and 8 minutes. Again, we had first pitch at 8:11, which I have to imagine is the latest start for a Blue Sox game this year. There used to be times when at 8:15 would be a scheduled start for an ICL game. I've seen that like Maplewood in years past or at Trumfield in Somerville. That's on the outside corner, 1-1. The latest I think I've ever seen a Blue Sox game start, actually this might not have actually been the latest, but certainly much later than was intended, was a game at Trum many moons ago. That's down away for a ball. Where we were held up by, I think it was like a Babe Ruth League game being played that went long, I guess. I think what happened was a pretty lopsided game, but it never got to mercy rule territory. Anyways. 3-1 to Doyle. Patterson comes set. Down the pipe. 3-2. I wonder if this is just Statue of Liberty play here for the Blue Sox. Runners will be off with the pitch. Ramirez from third, Tucker from second. Auer at first. Or maybe they won't be. Outside corner, strike 3 called. And the inning is over. Conventional wisdom, they would be. 13-0, maybe not. Advertising opportunities are available on LSP. Sponsor our content for as little as $25 a spot, whether you want to promote a business, product, or event, or send a message of support to a player, team, or coach. Email yours truly for all the deets. We go to the top of the 7th, closing time for the Blue Sox, up 13-0 with Jack Pasiak to try and finish things off. And behind him, he's got Ramirez at second base and Landero at short, and Anderson Jimenez at first base. I could not tell you when the last time Andy played organized baseball at first base was. Pasiak is behind 2-0. During warm-ups, he was a little all over the place. That one is in there for a strike. 2-1 against Donnell Hightower's 0 for 2 with 2 Ks, both of which were against Kyle Murray. I'm sure he's glad to see him go. Goes down and in, 3-1. Well, if you're going to get the kinks out here, this is the time to do it, I guess, if you're Jack. But remember that Pasiak turned in what was probably the most important pitching performance of the year for the Blue Sox, as that hits the outside corner, 3-2. He got the win in 3 1/3 innings in the comeback over the Bulldogs, and they're down 6-1. Actually came in the first inning. Chris Wannick couldn't get out of that bottom of the first, as the Blue Sox had staked him to a 1-0 lead. He ended up facing 9 of the 10 Bulldogs batters. 6 of them scored, only got 2 outs, both on a 9-3 double play off the bat of Brett Stone. And then Pasiak did not allow a run or a hit in 3 1/3 innings before the Blue Sox came up with the dub, arguably the biggest dub of the season for them, certainly the biggest comeback. Hightower reaches base for the first time, and here's Mekhi Patterson's first plate appearance, and Patterson is granted time just before Pasiak threw the pitch, and he delivered it anyway. It looked like it was on the outside corner too, but it's moot at this point. It is 0-1 to Patterson, as Drew Mealy finishes his night 0 for 2 as that hits the inside corner, and it is now 0-2 to Patterson. Mekhi is 1 for 16 on the year with 1 walk. Pitches inside for inside corner, strike 3 call, throw down to second. They got him! Strike him out, throw him out, double play, 2 down. Lineup turns over for Kingston James, hoping to avoid the sombrero here. 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts, all of which were against Kyle Murray. And that hits the inside corner for strike 1. Win would belong to Kyle Murray, and Perea would take the L if this score holds. But the Padres were to somehow score 14 runs in 19 minutes. It would make the Savannah Bananas weep. Two and one. Obviously much lower stakes in this appearance for Jack and his last, which again, for a guy who, that's strike 2, right? Oh, strike 3? Okay, well, someone wasn't paying attention, and it clearly wasn't Jack. Ball game. Blue Sox 13, Padres 0. So Melrose wins, the Blue Sox win, and Stoneham wins. The first shutout of the year for the Blue Sox in a game that saw only 3 ground ball outs for the Blue Sox defense. 2 hours and 15 minutes is the time of game. Kyle Murray picks up the dub. Omar Perea takes the L. Dylan Walsh, 3 for 4. 3 singles, plus a defensive clinic in the 6th. Ryan Grundy with his 3-run home run, his third of the year. Logan Auer 3 for 3 out of the 9 slot, 2 doubles, couple of runs, couple of ribbies. Brendan Doyle 2 for 4. Kyle Murray 5 hits, 5 innings, no runs, 5 hits, 2 walks, 7 Ks. 2 phenomenal performances in a row for Kyle. And then Jack Pasiak finishes that one off in his 3rd appearance of the year and is still not allowed a run on the bump. And he has become a two-way threat for the Blue Sox with his .446 average on top of that. The Blue Sox, they improve to 15-7-1. They are at 31 points, keeping pace with the Americans. But remember that the Americans own the tiebreaker against the Blue Sox. The Sabres won. They're at 13-10. That eliminates, the loss by the Mad Dogs eliminates them from the postseason. Still a lot to be decided in this final 2 playoff spots. It's the Expos, Bulldogs, and Sabres jockeying for them. The Sabres at this point would need just one more win out of their final 2 games, or would they even need 1 point? Got to double check the tiebreaker there, but the Expos own that tiebreaker, though, over the Sabres. They got to be really careful, and they got to hope that the Blue Sox will beat the Expos on Thursday to eliminate that question. Of course, the Blue Sox and the Bulldogs on Wednesday night with playoff implications abound for both teams. So, with that said, this has been a presentation of LSP, something for everyone since 2011. Copyright 2026, unauthorized redistribution of any portion of this broadcast without the express written permission of LSP is strictly prohibited. Same with the Blue Sox. A reminder that if you'd like to support future LSP content, you can do so by buying shipping shields using the link and codes on the screen or in the description. Sponsor future content for as little as $25 a spot. Buy some of this fabulous merchandise from the LSP store. And, of course, if you're down with the sound called LSP, Linktree, Facebook, YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe. Flash the subscribe button. Membership's also available for $5 a month. PayPal and Creator Spring LSP 37. It's where the cool kids hang out. It's also going to be Wednesdays where they're hanging out, weather and authorities permitting. 7:25 airs, 7:30 first pitch on this here YouTube channel. Battle of Lexington. The Blue Sox already have the tiebreaker against the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs are now in a three-way dance for the final 2 playoff spots with the Sabres and the Expos. That should be a good one. The Blue Sox also having their own business to attend to, trying to ensure themselves of a number 1 or number 2 or something seed. Just make sure they don't have to play the 1-game 4-5 playoff. Once again, the final score from center field at Lexington High School in Lexington, Mass. It is the Lexington Blue Sox 13 and the Boston Padres 0. That now makes, by the way, in the 3 meetings between these 2 teams, the cumulative score. You ready for this? The Blue Sox 27 and the Padres 0. The Padres have still yet to score a run against the Blue Sox. If it were not for Harry Tucker, they would have gotten 1. But it's another goose egg and another dub for the Blue Sox. For all my righty friends here at LHS and for the birthday boy, Rick DeAngelis, tomorrow celebrating his 29th again ad nauseum. My name is Sam Feely, reminding you forever and always, freelance isn't free. Thanks for tuning in. Fresh for 2026. Suckas. Love you, Katrina. Party hard, Caitlin. Miss you, Tina. And happy birthday, Rick.